What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. It's what's today? Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know what today. I think today is Wednesday. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. We are down here to talk about hot topics. Several things that we want to talk about. You guys put some things on the list. I'll go through some of the things. Some of the things I don't really have enough information or knowledge about or a backstory to know about. So some of the things I really couldn't talk about. So the Basketball Wives trailer. I told everybody last season that I was not going to watch Basketball Wives anymore, only because I just didn't want to be entertained by colorism. I didn't think it was. I didn't like the way that OG was treated last season. Although she is coming back, my personal thing, I don't think that it's worth it to be subjected to that type of treatment, to the point where she even at the reunion was asked to be kept separately. Now, and I didn't agree with that. And, and they made it seem like OG was this violent person only because she said what she was going to do. She did not demonstrate violence to anyone at any time, never had to be held back by a security guard, never threw anything at anybody, none of that. But sweet little Evelyn Lozada, she gets to sit on the stage having thrown full bottles out of a winery at somebody, having ran across the table at somebody. All of a sudden, everybody's scared of OG. It's Evelyn who belonged in the cage, not OG. So the monkey emoji, speaking of cages, all of that stuff, I just said no. And I saw a little bit of the trailer. I saw the promo shot. And when I saw the promo shot, I said, oh, y'all still on some bullshit. Where's OG? I thought OG was coming back. So why isn't she in the promo shot? Why are just Shawnee is right in the front? You haven't learned, like literally have not learned. You have not learned anything. So I don't want to watch it. Just thinking about, just even talking about it, I get so annoyed by it because it's just like you guys are still up to the same bullshit. So I heard that I saw like very small clips. I didn't see an entire trailer or super trailer or whatever, but it appears that they're all staying in a house, like the real world or some shit. And they're trying one last ditch effort to, I guess, see how many viewers they can get to determine if they're going to come back for another season. To me, I wouldn't watch it. I would teach them a lesson. I think it is about time that viewers, put their foot down and show them, based on not watching this, this is not what we want to be entertained by. I mean, if that's what, y'all want to do, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. That's my personal decision. I'm not asking anybody else to not watch Basketball Wives. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be reviewing it. I'm just not interested. I'm not interested, and I do not like that character, Furby. I don't like her so at all. At all. Like, there's something about that girl, I just would like to put my hand around her throat. It's not. I don't want to watch it. I'm getting a headache talking about it. So that's it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'll probably see clips online and stuff like that, but I'm not going to sit here in my house and talk about Evelyn Lozada and all them stuff every week. And then it'd be about, y'all have been friends for I don't know how many long, and y'all are still trying to figure out how to resolve your issues on camera. Girl, fuck you. Anyway, Caesar and Black Ink Crew, him putting his hands and feet on his daughter. I read a little article about it. I used to watch Black Ink Crew. They haven't come back. I used to watch Black Ink Crew all the time. It was my guilty pleasure. Never reviewed it. Talked about it in the videos, but never really reviewed it. But what do I think about that? It took me a long time. I was sitting there thinking about that because, I don't agree with putting your hands on your children. I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. It's something, things that I had to unlearn in child rearing, because it was imprinted in me to discipline your child, like with corporal punishment. That's something that I had to unlearn and make a conscious decision very early on, that I would not discipline my children the same way I was disciplined. And it was because I knew how it felt. I knew the relationship that I had with my parents because of it. I knew how I resented them because of it. It was always in the back of my mind that you violated my person. You did not respect my autonomy as a human being and put your hands on me because you were mad about something that I did that was out of line with your projection of me. So I said I wasn't going to do that. Now, have I whooped my children before? Yes, I have. Do I apologize? You apologized. You explained to them. I've explained to my children how I was disciplined. I explained to my children how that's something that I unlearned. I explained to my children that nobody should put their hands on them, including me. Like I explained that to them. That's not okay. So when I heard that little Caesar, when I heard that Caesar, I saw something where he had pulled his daughter out of the shower and beat her up while she didn't have any clothes on. Your child is grown or 16, 17, you're not, to say that you're whooping a child, it's just, even just saying that, it's just like, apparently she is a spoiled brat, right? So that's not an excuse. That's the environment you created. You created that environment. Or the lack of your attention created that environment. Whatever it was your doing. So you could be mad at her for being disrespectful, great, but choose a different way. I think it shows how he feels about women. The last time my father put his hands on me, I think I was in my early 20s, and he whooped me, hit me because I was talking back. At 23 years old, I was talking back. I guess I deserved getting his hands put on me. While in front of my brother and my younger brother and in front of my two sisters, and I got mad at them. I'm like, y'all not gonna say nothing? I even said it to them, like, y'all just gonna let him sit up here and hit me and y'all not gonna say nothing? Y'all just gonna sit here? Like, they literally, all three of them, sat on the couch because I had too much mouth. I think I told my dad to kiss my ass or something like that. Something, or you can, I forgot what I told him, but don't put your hands on me. You're a grown-ass man. I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. I don't give a damn what she did. I don't care if she told him to go to hell and kiss her ass and that she was going to kill him. Don't put your hands on anybody. That's just my thing. You need to have enough self-control, enough self-restraint, and nobody should get you that upset that you put your hand on your child in that way. Like, on your child. Like, I mean, we're not talking about strangers and niggas off the street. We're talking about your child. And there's obviously a disconnect because I think anybody that is connected to their children wouldn't even continue to, as they grow up. Like, I could see, oh, when she was, 5, 6, 7 years old, I, gave her a spanking and this and that. She's 16 years old and you're pulling her out of the shower naked. So not only are you violating her body, you're violating her body by, 1, touching her. That's 1. 2, hitting her. 3, removing her out of a shower. So now she has no clothes on. So now you've humiliated her. And then your new girlfriend, who apparently is somebody that's been around for a long time. I guess she's just been waiting for him to, be free. But she tells the little girl that she was spoiled and you don't talk to people like that. You were overweight when you got here. You told me I wish I was your mother and all of this other stuff. She's 16 years old. These ideas, it's so funny because it's like you want the children to be children, but then you whoop them for not being or knowing or doing something that's adults like, right? You forget that they're children. I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. There's nowhere, or there's nothing that she could have done unless she was coming at him with a gun or a knife or a hammer or some type of weapon. But when I'm in the shower and you pull me out, there's nothing that I can do. I'm defenseless. So you have no reason to do that. And he should be ashamed of himself. Speaking of men abusing women, Dr. Dre, we have an update on Dr. Dre. This is your edition of Pay the Lady. He's decided after he went into the hospital, he's still in ICU. So whoever wrote that IG post, that was not Dr. Dre. He's still in ICU. She describes abuse with him. I don't want to go through the things because I don't want to put a trigger warning on here, but there is an article, I can't remember what the source was. I think it was Variety. It had to be Variety. And she described some of the things that some of the abuse she endured while in a relationship while married to him. She said it started very early. Those are the signs. Let me tell you something. Those are the signs. I was pushed while I was pregnant, and then 7 days after giving birth, I was hit. So it was like it's a progression. And it's funny because when I was pushed while I was pregnant. But the way that he pushed me when I was close to a bed. So I fell on a bed when he pushed me. So it's like they're calculating, know what to do, they're calculated. And when it's a very gradual progression. As she said, it did start early. And if you stay, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. She said that he actually put a firearm to her head. That was something that she said that he did it twice. And I believe her. I believe her. So now he's agreed to pay the $2 million a month, but he's not agreeing to pay for, I guess, like her attorney fees and security detail or something like that. But I believe, I say about Dr. Dre every single time I talk about him, you could look at him and he looks like a ticking time bomb. He looks like he is about to explode. No matter if he's laughing in an interview, look at him. He looks very uncomfortable. He does not look comfortable in his skin. He looks like he's about to combust, like literally. And so I'm glad that he's agreed to also pay her living expenses in Malibu as well. And so it is what it is. Pay the motherfucking lady. Pay that lady for her pain. Should she have stayed as long? No. Do you get used to this $2 million a month lifestyle? Hell yeah. Could you endure that $2 million a month lifestyle and still be married to him and stay in abusive? I mean, we always say when she gets tired, she'll leave. You know how many times people have told people, you need to leave them, male, female, whatever. You need to leave them. You need to leave that relationship. And then after a while, you say, you know what? When they get tired, they'll leave. 25 years later, she's tired. And so she's leaving. Now pay me for my pain. I've put all of this time and effort and investment into this. I don't understand why. I hear people talking about how she shouldn't get anything. Honey, you're not dealing with the same wallet. You got a different wallet that you're thinking about. You thinking about the nigga you chose. She chose somebody that ended up being a billionaire. So pay that motherfucking lady. Period. I don't want to hear nothing about it. And let me tell you something. I hope it's nobody in these comments talking about, that's a I don't want to hear nothing about the woman's ethnicity. I don't want to hear nothing about her getting paid from a black man's. Let me tell you something. I don't want to hear anything. I hear so many times like, oh my God, a white woman, non-black woman, or biracial, ambiguous woman is now living off the fruits of a black man's labor. She's also healing the bruises too. I don't understand. I don't even want to get into this, but I see so many people saying things to that effect when it, like, with Kanye and Kim. Let those women have those damaged ass, crazy ass men. Like what's her name said, Layla Rashawn said in Waiting to Exhale, a white woman can have your sorry ass. Like, what are you fighting for? Like, we got to get away from that. Girl, no ma'am. The next thing we want to talk about is the First Amendment and Trump being banned from Twitter. Okay? He was banned from Twitter. So I was looking at this article. This is a reporter, Joe McLean, who basically was talking about Trump being permanently suspended from Twitter, not being able to have a Twitter account because he incited violence with some of his tweets, and we know what that was. So everybody keeps screaming about the First Amendment, the First Amendment. It's infringing on his First Amendment rights. It's offending on his First Amendment rights. You have First Amendment rights wherever you walk around, right? Let's just get the elementary shit out the way. You have your First Amendment rights everywhere you go. If you come in my home and you start saying shit that doesn't agree with what I have decided is acceptable in my community, you are going to be asked to leave. You can say whatever you want to say, but you will not be able to say it here. Got it? So that's what Twitter is doing. That's what Facebook is doing. That's what a bunch of social media accounts or platforms are doing. They have banned this man from their platforms because he is trying to communicate with his feeble-minded base who he could put a battery up their ass and they will do whatever the hell he wants. And I want to make it very clear, it wasn't just toothless fucking cousins down at the Capitol. There were CEOs and executives down at the Capitol. So let's be very clear in understanding that it just wasn't motherfucking Trevor and Noah. Noah. It wasn't just Trevor and Noah down there at the with their teeth missing down there at the Capitol. Okay? It was luxury car driving CEOs. Okay? You couldn't tell who was what because they all had red, white, and blue and some sort of damn flag attached to them somewhere. So let's talk about his First Amendment rights, and let's talk about what if they were actually infringed upon. So here it is. Here's the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Okay, so that's the First Amendment. Okay, the rules are for Congress, not for private entities like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the fuck, any Clubhouse, whatever the hell else you want to be on. Those are private companies. And if they tell you, these are the rules of my house, and if you're in my house and you're doing these things, there's no freedom of speech here. So you could say, I have rules. I'll let you toe the line. I'll let you toe the line. What we draw the line at inciting violence. And on that scale, right? The Constitution is actually irrelevant here. In terms of banning of public officials, including President Trump, from Twitter, and that's because the First Amendment, the United States Constitution, only protects us from government censorship, not censorship of private entities like Twitter or Facebook. So he's a little bit off in terms and of the constitutional issue involved here. So there is no constitutional issue. So kick his ass off. You come in the house of Twitter and start inciting violence, you got to go. Period. And that rule is across the board. And because you are, unfortunately, the president of the United States, you got to go. Because you inciting violence, and we're just not doing that. That's over with. That's over with. Twitter's terms of services allows the platform to pull content that violates its rules, and it's the same with most other major platforms. Although the decision-making process isn't available to public scrutiny like it would be in a court of law. Twitter's statement on Friday said, after close review of recent tweets of @RealDonaldTrump account and the context around them, specifically how they are being received and interpreted on and off Twitter, we have permanently suspended the account due to the risk of further incitement of violence. So how do you feel? Do you feel that the First Amendment should be enforced in private entities? Now that would be a problem. That would be a definite problem. I'm glad he's gone. He didn't need to be on there. They are 4 years too late. 4 years too late. I thought he was going to try. They said he's trying to tweet from other people's accounts, like Don Jr. He's tried to go on other platforms. His Reddit platform or Reddit sub platform or sub form was deleted as well. Like you're not going to be able to talk to anybody. You're going to have to get down on YouTube and make a video. LaToya Luckett divorce. I don't know anything about LaToya Luckett. I did not watch Family Hustle. All I just know is that she's married to a man who likes to leave for days, kind of like Drew's husband. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me for any amount of time. Sorry. That's just who I am, y'all. I mean, it's like you know, the things that I went through with my son's father, that was a 3-year relationship. And half of the time the nigga was in jail. Right? And I was waiting for him. Like my dad encouraged me to do. Yes, but those were my choices, and I did it as stupid as they were. I have forgiven myself for those awful, terrible choices. But be that as it may, it didn't last long for me. It wasn't going to last long. I don't see how these women do it. I've just always been like that. When I was younger, it used to be like really small, little things like, no, like, y'all be dealing with this stuff over and over and doing the same thing over and over again for how many years? Like Nicole Young, it couldn't have been me. It couldn't have been me. No way. No way. Like Drew's husband, no way. Because if you stay, you start getting resentful, and then you start thinking about different ways to harm the person. That's me. I'd be looking like, what can I do to you so that I could get away with whatever I need to get away with, Annalise Keating, whatever I need to get away with. Let me figure it out. Let me devise a plan. Let me plot, honey. That's no way. So apparently they're getting divorced. Maybe she's just tired of it. Hopefully she doesn't go back. Honey, when they showed a clip of them being married and who was officiating their wedding, you know what it was? Avenger's husband. What is his name? Gru? What's his name? Yeah, Gru. He married them. His refrigerator-shaped ass. No, ma'am. You knew your marriage was doomed when John Gray was speaking over your marriage, girl. No, ma'am. I don't see how people do it. I don't see how people do it. You know, I just don't. And I used to be the girl, don't come to me for advice about what you're doing with a nigga, because I'm going to be like, break up with his ass. And I had to stop doing that, because I know you guys have been with me for a long time. I used to tell people, like, girl, break up with him. But then they wouldn't, and they go back, and then now the boyfriend is mad at me, or now you looking at me crazy. You don't like my man, and all this other stuff. Girl, you don't like him either, honey. You just with him because the society told you you need one of them to make it seem like you worth something, girl. Give it up. Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, they are together, and it's you know, everybody keeps talking about it. Every time she has a new partner, everybody's talking about it. Lori Harvey is Steve Harvey's daughter. He's adopted her. 24 years old. I know that's right. Take the other nigga's last name that you had, take it off. It's no equity. Put the last name of the man with equity. Steve Harvey, you want to be my daddy? Harvey? Okay, good. Erica Harvey. I'm going to be Erica Harvey from now on, because that last name got equity. I don't know who her daddy is, but she made the right choice. That was the first right choice she made in partnering with a man, is taking Steve Harvey's last name. Hello? So now she's been with connected to so many people. To me, I just feel like she is the daughter of a celebrity, and she's in her 20s. She's doing her thing. It was shocking for Michael B. Jordan, because he historically doesn't care for black women. He is but when you look at her, she looks like she might be, I mean, obviously she's acceptable for his taste, because I know that Michael B. Jordan has recasted, asked for films to be recasted to change the way the women look, because he likes their women to either be racially ambiguous or biracial or non-black. So I was quite shocked. She's a very beautiful girl. I don't see it lasting any amount of time. I think that she is really having fun. She's using her 20s for what it's good for. If I was in my 20s and I was Steve Harvey's daughter, I would probably be doing the same thing. Partying, finding a dude to link up. The hottest dude, who is that? Michael B. Jordan? Tell him to call me. We can go out. We can be kissy face in front of each other. Let me give him some value for a second, and then I'll leave him. Right? I think it's great. Go, honey. And they'll probably last about a year or two. I mean, a lot of people really thought that she was about to be with Future. Hello? I don't think so. And I would hope that her stepfather, and I know that he wants women to think like men, but I'm sure that he told her, absolutely not. Absolutely fucking not. Future, what's his name? Quantavious? No, absolutely not. Navadius, whatever his name is. No. So what do I think about Michael B. Jordan and I'm about to call her Lisa Leslie, Lori Harvey? Girl, do whatever. I mean, I would do the same thing if I was 24 years old, right? When I was 24, I was picking. Let me tell you something. It wasn't Michael B. Jordan's and Futures and anybody else. It wasn't, honey. At least she's getting with. But to me, I feel like, if I'm gonna be honest, to me, I feel like she's dealing with, in terms of her access, her dating pool access, I think she's dealing with low level, the lower of the level. She could have access to like tech billionaires. That's what she has access to. Maybe she doesn't feel like, maybe she wants to have fun. Like Jeannie Mai, like I said on Twitter, Jeannie Mai said she like her dark meat on the side. Maybe that's what Lori Harvey is doing. Maybe when it's all said and done, she'll end up with a tech billionaire, some Silicon Valley ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Not these rappers and ball players and actors. I mean, to me, I feel like that's the bottom of the dating pool for her. It might look great for other people, but for her and the access that she has, the men that she has access to pick like Future, Michael B. Jordan, child, I'll be like, who? No thanks. So to me, it looks like she's just having a good time. Shout out to Lori Harvey. Have a fun time, honey. Throw your legs to the moon. Just don't get pregnant, honey. Azealia Banks, buy any of them. Do you hear me? You wait until you're whatever. She may not even want to get married. I don't even want to give advice that I don't even know what the girl wants. Okay, Azealia Banks. Azealia Banks is moving from Los Angeles, well, Woodland Hills, not Los Angeles, from LA County to Miami. And she's moving. She was on Twitter yesterday. Not Twitter, Instagram. She had what do you call it when they exhume her cat's burial? She had buried her cat a few months ago, and she took the cat out of the ground, boiled the cat to get the bones, to make the bones clean. People were shocked, right? People were shocked. Oh my God, she's boiling her cat. And then later she was drinking tea, and so everybody's like, oh my God, she drank the cat tea. Oh my God, what is she doing? I don't know. Indigenous people who are practitioners, you don't buy any old bones off the internet, right? You know that if you are really a practitioner, that your bones, you get your bones yourself. I don't see anything wrong with it. I feel like she wants to take her cat's bones with her to Miami, which makes sense. I mean, she got the skull out, and she put the skull on an altar, looked like an altar that had like a Chanel 5 bottle, $100 bill, something else it had on there, but it had the cat's skull on there. I wasn't shocked by it anyways. I know she's a practitioner. I know I've seen images of her. She had like a sacrifice room where she would, sacrifice, I guess, chickens or whatever. So, I mean, I guess if you're animal rights activist or whatever, that might make you feel a certain way. But if you're a practitioner, you can't just buy your tools off the internet from any old body. There's real practitioners out here. She preserved the bones by putting the cat in the ground. That's how you keep the bones, right? And then after everything else falls away, you go back and you get the bones and you keep the bones. And especially if she's moving, she probably wants to take her cat with her. I mean, I think it's normal, but I mean, maybe her sharing it was just a little bit too much because people are not really grounded in those types of practices. And so when it's something that they are unaware of, people get scared and start thinking that you're crazy. It is what it is. She's more than likely going to use the bones for spiritual purposes. That's regular. If you know what happens, and if you are a practitioner, that's how it goes. So a lot of people who are not practitioners were surprised. A lot of people who are or have studied, our religions and practices and rituals that are rooted with our people, not in Christianity or any other westernized religion that they have fed you and indoctrinated you with. For people who know, they're not shocked. They're like, oh, okay, she's on Instagram boiling. What is it, exhumed? What is it when they take take the bodies out of the ground? It's not a big deal to me. I said, oh, she's probably using it for a ritual. That's what I thought. Like, okay. And you know Azealia Banks, she's going to do something to make you talk and then ha 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 laugh about it. Laugh about it. She's done worse and said worse, okay? Oh, the cat's name is Lucifer. That's another part. And for people who don't know, they're scared by that name. The association with the name Lucifer for a lot of people is fear. They're afraid of it. And it's really crazy because we know what the word, go Google what Lucifer means. Go Google what the word Lucifer means. Loose. Go look up the word and go look at the root of the word, and you will see that you have been fed a word and given a negative connotation to it. So now it makes you feel a certain way. It means light bringer, bringer of light, right? So loose, light, loose, right? Yeah. Anyways, what else is going on? I think that's pretty much it for all the topics. We got through everything. Yeah, I think that was it, y'all. Let me see if there's anything else that we want to talk about. I think that's pretty much it. Anyways, y'all, you guys take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Hopefully that was a lot of topics for us to talk about. Like I said, because I didn't have anything really to talk about, but I was like, okay, let me sit down and look up these stories. I was like, okay, Erica, you're actually going to have to do a little work. It's going to be, so that's what's going on. Anyways, y'all, you guys take care of each other. The edible has kicked in, and we're out. Peace.